Here's a question with an answer almost everyone gets wrong. A doctor earns about $240,000 a year. A software engineer earns roughly half that. Same age, same start line, so who has more money at 40? Your gut says the doctor. Your gut is wrong, and it's not even close. On paper, this looks like the easiest bet in the world. The typical software developer makes about $133,000 a year. A working physician makes at least $239,000, and that number is a floor, not a ceiling. It's where the government's wage survey literally stops counting the doctors above it. So one career pays twice the other. You'd expect twice the wealth by 40. That intuition is about to fall apart. But salary isn't wealth. Wealth is what you keep multiplied by how long it's had to grow. And these two careers start their money clocks at completely different times. The engineer gets a real paycheck at 22. The doctor spends most of the next decade paying to become one. Two people, same afternoon, two totally different timelines. Look at how long that decade really is. Becoming a doctor takes 11 to 15 years, 4 years of medical school, then 3 to 7 years of residency, depending on the specialty. An engineer is job-ready in 3 or 4. That gap isn't just lost salary. It's lost time in the market, and time, as you'll see, is the one thing neither of them can ever buy back. And she isn't starting from zero, she's starting from behind. 7 in 10 medical graduates borrow to get through school. And the typical borrower walks out owing about $200,000. Think about that. Before she has treated a single patient, before she's earned $1 as a doctor, she's $250,000 underwater. And here's the cruel part. That hole gets deeper while she's still in it. Medical school loans have charged around 8% a year lately. On a $200,000 balance, that's roughly $1,300 a month in interest alone, before she pays back a single dollar of what she borrowed. And on a resident's paycheck, she mostly can't. So the interest gets added back onto the pile, and the pile grows. Compounding working against her. The debt gets bigger while the doctor waits. Here's what she earns while all that runs. A first-year resident makes a median of about $67,000 for weeks that can legally hit 80 hours. Do the hourly math, and it lands somewhere between $17 and $23 an hour. That's cafeteria wages for the person holding the scalpel. Now, same age, the engineer's life looks nothing like that. She's 3 years into a 40-hour week, already one promotion in. And at a big tech firm, part of her pay isn't cash, it's stock. Actual ownership in the company, handed over on a schedule. A new grad's total package, salary plus stock, often runs $140,000 to $180,000 a year. So she doesn't just earn. She owns a slice of the business from day one, and that slice can grow on its own. Now give both of them the exact same rule. Save 20% of every paycheck, invest it, earn about 7% a year. Fair fight. And this is where the whole race is secretly decided. $1 the engineer invests at 24 has roughly 10 extra years to double, and then double again. The doctor's most powerful compounding years, her 20s, are the exact years she spends in training, earning almost nothing and paying interest. She isn't losing the salary race, she's losing the time race. And time is the part nobody puts on the offer letter. So let's actually run it. Same savings habit, official pay, real interest, real taxes, both lives, year by year from 22 onward. Watch the two net worth lines. One of them starts below zero and stays underwater for years. The other is already climbing before the doctor has even finished school. This is the chart the salaries never show you, and it's about to do something surprising. Freeze it at age 30. The engineer's net worth, everything she owns minus everything she owes, is comfortably 6 figures in the black. The doctor's is negative. She still owes more than she owns. After 8 years of training, most people couldn't survive. That's the false victory. If the story ended at 30, it'd be a landslide for the engineer. But it doesn't end at 30, and around 32, something flips that almost nobody prices in. Because the day training ends, the doctor's income doesn't just rise, it detonates. Primary care doctors, the first doctor you usually see, land around $250,000 to $300,000 a year. Specialists, the surgeons, the cardiologists, $400,000 to $600,000 and up. On an income like that, our model wipes out that swollen $200,000 loan in about 5 focused years. And once the debt is gone, her net worth line climbs at a slope a salary almost never matches. And this is the moment the curves finally cross. But anyone who promises you a single magic age is selling you a story. Here's what our model actually shows against a typical developer. The realistic, median case, the doctor takes the lead at around age 40 if she specialized, and around 45 if she stayed in primary care. Earlier than most doctors fear, later than most parents think. So who's richer at 40? Honestly, at 40 it's roughly a tie, and within a few years the doctor pulls ahead. But now the twist, because there's a version where the doctor never catches up at all. Against an engineer who holds onto a big tech seat for 30 straight years, the head start plus 3 decades of compounding is simply unbeatable. No crossover ever, not even by 55. The catch is that one word, holding. Since 2022, tech companies have cut more than 700,000 jobs worldwide, and entry-level developer employment is down about a fifth. So the big win is real. But keeping that top seat for 30 years straight is the bet almost nobody gets to finish. The engineer's path can win huge. It just doesn't come with a guarantee. So what actually decided this race? 3 things, really. First, a head start, a full decade of extra compounding for the engineer. Second, the debt, whether it ate the early years or never existed at all. And third, the wall the doctor bought. Physician unemployment is about 1/3 of 1% in a year when the national rate ran more than 10 times higher. America is projected to be short tens of thousands of doctors because you can't mass produce one. That $200,000 didn't just buy a salary. It bought scarcity, a wall between her and everyone who didn't pay to get in. One honest note before you take this anywhere: this is a model, not a prophecy. Change the specialty, change the savings rate, change the country. In Germany, medical school is basically free, so the debt and the compounding clock simply never happen. And the crossing year can move by a decade in either direction. And this was never an argument against becoming a doctor or against writing code. It's simpler than that. You're not really choosing between 2 salaries. You're choosing which decade of your life gets to earn the interest. And time in the market turns out to be the most underrated asset either of them will ever own. So here's the real question. Which contract would you sign at 22, the debt and the wall or the stock and the bet? Tell us below.